Hey everybody, it's Heather Nichols here in beautiful Mexico. You can see the ocean right there. And I'm at my house in Mexico and actually wrote a post about this the other day and I wanted to make a video about it. This idea of trying to figure out how. We so often, when there's something that we desire in our lives, we go to like immediately to trying to figure out how to create it. That is one of the greatest disservices that we can do. So many people are so much more energetic than we realize, and creating from the energy is actually one of the most pragmatic ways that we can create something. But it takes a different set of tools, a different way of functioning, and a different way of like being and asking questions and following the energy, following our awareness and this sense of really expansive-ness that is the universe's way of showing us kind of like you're on the right track. So this house that I have here, we had asked, my partner Brian and I had asked, or we had, just a few, I don't know, a long time ago actually, it was more maybe like 10 years ago. We were like, yeah, it would be really cool to have a house in Mexico someday. And we didn't go into like trying to make it happen or figuring out how. We just were like, yeah, let's put that on our bucket list. I'm just showing you the valley here. It's just so pretty. Just kind of put it on the bucket list of like something that we would like to do eventually. And so we did, and we just kind of went about our lives. And one day I was like, okay, I'm cold. It's Colorado. It's February. I'm going to go to Mexico and get warm for a week. And convinced Brian to come with me. He didn't want to come. But I convinced him to come. And on the plane for him on the way down, he actually overheard some people talking about this town, La Manzanilla. And long story short, we changed our travel plans. We came here and fell in love with it. And 3 weeks later, we were buying a house here. And the house wasn't even on the market. It was like, there's just a lot more magic than I'm sharing. But the idea is we followed the energy. We were like, oh, Mexico. Okay. Oh, this town. Okay. Let's find out about that. Oh, let's change our travel plans because we could do that, and go and check this place out. And there was no, like, we need a house in Mexico. Now we're going to go about finding it. It was just like, cool. That's an ask that we have. We'll put it out there to the universe and let's see, what shows up. At some point it'll be time. And we didn't come to Mexico that trip to find a house to buy. We didn't even know about this town. We didn't know where we might want to have a house. You have Mexico sounds in the background. So it was just this beautiful exploration of like following the pings and living our lives and going about like following the beauty and choosing to have beauty and choosing to have joy and choosing to have ease. And at that particular time it was taking a trip to Mexico. I recently just finished a session with somebody, a private session, where we were talking about the how. And I love this thing that we came up with, which was, what if you never ever want to go to how? Like when you go to how, it's not actually a question. A lot of people think how is a question, but it's not. You're searching for an answer, you're searching for a solution, you're searching for something to tell you what to do. Instead of it's kind of like you're looking at the minutia instead of looking out on your life and the world and being like, wow. So really functioning more from the wow than from the how. The wow is where you have this expansiveness of like what you're choosing right now has this sense of like, yeah, wow, cool. There's some possibility here. There's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of lightness here. And like moving, wow, is this, for me, it's this energy that like expands in front of us, like where the future starts to open. You have new possibilities, you have new realities, and it's just like, wow, cool, let's try this, let's do this, let's choose this. Every choice that you make will lead you to greater awareness, and it's also only good for 10 seconds. We have a tool in Access Consciousness called 10-second increments of choice. It's an acknowledgement that your choice only really lasts for 10 seconds. You can choose something different 10 seconds later, or you can keep choosing, and you have to keep choosing to create your life. But it is in the choosing that isn't at all connected to how, but that is connected to the sense of asking, being curious, following the energy, having questions be alive in your world, in the sense of like the adventure of creating every single day, and you have the things that you're asking for, but they're playing out, they're occurring, they're showing up, they're playing out in your life and you're living. And there's just this sense of like, it's all in the works, Sometimes it's easier to have that space than at others, but every day is a different day. Every day is a new adventure. There's new choices available every day. And when we're in the wow, when we're in the expansive exploration of what's possible, that's where we put ourselves in the beautiful sweet spot of ever expanding creation, actualization, choice, and awareness. That is how we create a future, and how we create things tangibly, like this house that we have, this beautiful home that we have here. It was such a surprise, and a month before we chose to buy it, we didn't even know about this town. We didn't even know we were going to be buying a house in a month. It just occurred. And when we chose it, we chose the city, we chose the house, and then the money, like we were able to create the money. It was just like boom, boom, boom. So you never know a month from now what your life could be like. If you're in the how, you will miss so many of the beautiful choices and possibilities along the way that could take you in a completely different and new direction that would allow so much magic to show up. But if you're in the how, you're trying to control the outcome rather than being curious about the adventure of creation. I hope this was a gift and a contribution to you, and I hope you enjoy many, many more wows.